So the question is how to calculate the growth rate. Number two, is the growth rate going to be constant for all the times to come? Now, before I answer how to calculate the growth rate, let me answer a fundamental doubt which is always there in the minds of people. Remember, whenever we are doing valuation, we are doing valuation today, and therefore, in our assumptions, we have to take the factors into account which are prevalent today. Why we have to take into account the factors which are prevalent today? Because we can never be sure as to what is going to happen in future. So even if I assume something with regard to future, unless I am definite about it, unless, say for example, if I know that next year my project will need me to invest 50 crore, unless I have a definite plan of investing 50 crore next year, because that is what the project outlay is. Otherwise, we cannot assume the future things. So therefore, all the assumptions have to be based on the current situation, because we are taking a decision in the current. And therefore, today we are doing the evaluation, and therefore we have to take a estimate, we have to take a judgment as to, based on the economic factor, based on the economy of the globe, based on the economy of the country, based on the industry that we are in, how do we see the future, and that call we have to take today. So that is how you will determine the growth rate, and that is where, of course, in principle it would remain the same, but a lot more homework will need to go behind it. So we will say, for example, we are talking in terms of hotel industry. So we will have to have a good understanding of the hotel industry globally. We will have to have a good understanding of hotel industry in India. We will have to have a good understanding of the global economy and also Indian economy, and then we will be able to arrive at a growth rate which will be realistic. So whatever it be, now if we come to a conclusion that our explicit forecast period is of 5 years, and we come to a conclusion that we foresee, to as it stands today, when we have to do the evaluation, when we have to take a decision, it is our perception that the growth rate, or during the explicit forecast period for next 5 years, is going to be 10%. So we will have to move forward based on that valuation of 10%. Please remember, today, based on that you do the evaluation, and based on that the transaction is done, the buyer buys the hotel, seller sells the hotel. It is quite possible that second year, third year, fourth year, this rate of growth may undergo a change, upward or downward. You or the valuation professional cannot be held responsible for this. Neither the buyer or the seller can be held responsible for this. Why? Because they needed to take a decision with regard to the valuation, and that can be taken in this moment actually, right? So this is what we have to remember with regard to number one, as to how to determine the growth rate, and number two, whether the growth rate is going to be same for all times to come. I think I have covered this answer quite in detail. I hope the person who has raised the colleague who has raised this question is happy with it.